Hey guys, it's Miss Toy 734, and I'm sure you've read the title of this video and you're like, sis, where you been? What's been going on? What's new? So that's what this video will be about. It'll be just a really quick update on where I've been, how I've been, and kind of a new journey. Or a continued journey, I guess. It's not really new. So first off, I have been wonderful. A lot has happened since 2017, which I think is like my last video. So today is actually October 11th, 2020. We're in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic. For context. So now I have time to make videos because we're supposed to be in the house. But anyway, life has been good. I've been really super blessed. Work has been good. I've been doing really well. Getting, promotions, new positions, new responsibilities, and things of that nature. So that's great. If you remember, I moved to the DMV area for work in 2016. So I am still in the area and still working here. I plan to stay in this area for now. You never know what the future holds, but I'm enjoying it. And plan to put some roots down here. So work has been good. My family is doing well. I think in the last video, I probably mentioned something about considering purchasing a home up here. And I actually did. I purchased a home in 2017. It was a beautiful home. I would put pictures in, but I actually recently sold it. So I will not put pictures because it's somebody else's house now. But it was a beautiful house. And I really loved it. I enjoyed it. And yeah, it was a really good experience. I think for the phase that I was in life, it was a really great setup. So my sister was living there with me, and then two of my really good friends were also there with me. So we were kind of having like the whole like living single setup. And it was great. We all got along. There weren't any huge issues. So really blessed in that regard. And it was a beautiful home. I do wish I could have stayed there a little bit longer, but just some things happened, and I felt it was best to kind of go ahead and sell that home in hopes of preparing for my next home. So I'm hoping that my next home will be my forever home. That's my hope and my prayer. My last home was gorgeous. It was 4 bedrooms, 3 full bathrooms, 2 living spaces. So I had tons of space, but when thinking about my forever home, there are some additional things that I would like in that forever home. So that's why I decided to sell, among some other things. So right now I have temporarily moved back into an apartment. Oops, sorry guys, dropped my pen. I've temporarily moved back into an apartment. And so I'm in my office, and this setup will change a bit. My sister, who was living with me, at my previous home, I'm storing some of her stuff. So this setup may change a bit in future videos, but yeah, I'm in my office now. This is, where I'm working, because a lot of us are still working from home right now. And so, yeah, so that's that. And it was something else I was going to say, but I forgot. It'll come back if it's important. But yeah, so my sister, she'll be moving into her new place this week. So, I will be able to kind of really just kind of set my place up and, stretch out a little bit more. than I've been able to. But I'm excited for her. This will be her first apartment. I remember my first apartment. I had so much fun. So, so I'm so happy for her. And she has like a really nice place. She's like on the water and all of those great things. So I'll be going over there to hang out with her as well. And so I think that's it for the main like general life update. But overall, I'm doing really well. I miss you guys so much. There were so many times where I was like, oh my gosh, I need to make a video. Oh my gosh, I need to make a video. And then I would make like a clip here or there, but then just like never post it and never kind of follow through. So I'm really going to challenge myself to follow through this time. I have plenty of time, even though I'm still working full time and all that kind of stuff. But I do have more time because, you know, we're not really supposed to be out gallivanting and running in the streets. I did go out this morning though. As you probably saw in another video, I had to return some items and I decided to stop and walk. So I did a 4-mile walk this morning. So I'm just getting back and showered, and that's what I look like this. But anywho, I know this is what you probably really tuned in for. If you are following me on Instagram, my name is Miss Toy734 over there as well. You know that I am embarking upon a somewhat new but continued journey. So you know that I've had a number of, you know, themed videos related to like weight loss. Like I've done the 21-day fix. I've done, you know, oh gosh, what was that? I've tried Atkins before. I've tried keto. I've even tried like those kind of like smoothie reset kind of things or whatever. So more recently, in that weight loss journey, it never really stopped. So probably a year or so ago, or maybe 2 years ago now, I was working with a trainer pretty regularly, and I was able to get down, I think, to like 249, 245, somewhere around there. And, you know, I was really active. So before coronavirus, I was working out at least like 5 to 6 times a week. 3 of those days I was in a community center doing like aerobic type classes. And the other 2 or 3 days I was either at the gym, kind of just doing my own workout. And so I was, you know, pretty active. So it allowed me to kind of eat what I wanted to eat without much consequence, at least in my mind, without much consequence. So, you know, and I wasn't necessarily overdoing it at the time, but I was kind of at a place where I was really active. I felt really good. So if I wanted to, you know, eat something that wasn't, you know, quote unquote healthy, I was okay with it. And then coronavirus hit. So I know it's impacted all of us in many different ways, and I absolutely hope that all of you, your family, and your friends are doing well, you're healthy and you're safe, because this is, you know, unprecedented and it's something new, something that we all have never really experienced before. So the way the coronavirus or quarantine or whatever you want to call, however you want to phrase it, the way it has impacted me mainly is I was not as active anymore. I kind of go through phases where I'm okay with working out at home or I don't like working out at home. And I was in a phase at that time where I was not very fond of working out at home, which is why I was working out 6 days a week outside of my home. So that was a drastic change for me because everything kind of closed and shut down somewhat abruptly. And I didn't really have the opportunity to kind of wrap my mind around that I needed to kind of make a change of pace. And at the time, I wasn't really in a good space where I was like, oh, okay, let me keep pushing and let me work out at home. So basically, what ended up happening was I started gaining weight. And I was gaining weight rapidly. So as of a few days ago, which I think it was like Tuesday when I got the call, well, and I'll talk more about what call I'm referring to, but as of Tuesday, I had gotten close to almost back to 280. So, and actually, I think I was at exactly 280 when I woke up Tuesday morning. And so, what I'm now deciding to do is I sought out weight loss surgery. So, during the pandemic, which we're still in, probably like in the month of June, early June, I had my first appointment, I think, with a doctor on June the 3rd. I, met with a doctor. First I contacted my insurance, of course, to see like which doctors were in the network that provided this procedure. And so I reached out to a few doctors, and made a decision, selected on one. And so I met with the surgeon for the first time on June the 3rd. At the time, my insurance had a program where they were trying to approve people for weight loss surgery within 30 days. So I was kind of like the first guinea pig for that program. And so I was able to do like my nutrition program and all those kind of things, mostly free of charge. I only had to provide or to pay for like the medical visits, the endoscopy, things of that nature. So I was like, this is great. It's June 3rd, 30 days, takes me till like July. So like I could have the surgery like by July. Didn't quite work out that way. The program went well. It went smoothly. But my insurance, continued to, well, and it wasn't that the insurance initially I had a lot of trouble communicating with my coordinators. And getting an understanding of where I was. So they sent me a packet, which I read through thoroughly, and then when I would complete a particular task, I would mark it off. So at the end of, I think it was July, so it was more than 30 days, but I think it was at the end of July, I ended up sending them an email saying, hey guys, I've completed all of the requirements on the checklist, had the checklist like in the email with the dates and everything kind of referenced. I made sure any items that were separate from the hospital have been faxed over. So for instance, like you have to get a psychological evaluation, things like that. So I made sure that those pieces were all, sent over to the hospital and in my record. So at the end of July, or probably like mid-July, I'm like, okay, really hyped up, like, okay, I can get this done like really soon. But there just kept being like delay after delay after delay after delay. First, I had somewhat of a challenge actually getting like my psychological report, because of just some issues, like the therapist that did it. She ended up having like some personal issues, and then she was out of the office for quite some time. So when I was able to get that information, of course I sent it over, but then there like continued to be a delay in the submission, the review, and everything of my paperwork. So long story short, in July, everything was submitted to insurance, but it was kicked back. I was denied for lack of medical necessity. So I don't have diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, sleep apnea. Like, I don't have any health issues, which I'm extremely grateful and thankful for. But my insurance company was like, well, she doesn't have any like medical need for this surgery other than a high BMI. So my team and I, meaning myself, the surgeon, and his team, we worked together and came up with another plan. So I continued to get some additional mental health, behavioral health counseling sessions, continue to participate in nutrition courses, support groups, continue to maintain my weight. And throughout the whole time, I didn't gain any weight up until more recently. So like within like the last month maybe, or a couple, actually not even a whole month, maybe like the last few weeks. And so after getting that rejection at the end of July, I was just like, man, like, it's just not going to happen, but I tried to stay focused and say like, okay, if I complete these additional requirements, perhaps the insurance can reevaluate. So I continued and did some additional work, and my team resubmitted an appeal to the insurance, appealing the denial of the surgery. And so it took quite a while, of sending paperwork back and forth and back and forth. But I finally received an approval on September the 30th. Well, that's the day the paperwork was dated that I received in the mail, but I didn't find out actually until last week, Tuesday, which I think was October the 6th, 2020. So that's when I found out. So in the meantime, so like between the resubmission of my documents in August and I guess the time I found out October 6th, there was a lot going on just in my personal life because I was in the middle of starting a new position at work. I was in the middle of moving. I was in the middle of selling my home. There was a lot going on, an absolute lot going on. So I wasn't really on the insurance or like the bariatric program coordinators as like much as I was earlier on in the process, just because I really had to kind of delegate where I put my energy. Like, I think that me, along with a lot of other people, COVID has really impacted people's mental health as well. And, I was stressed. Like, I was really stressed. I was eating terribly. I could tell that I was not as fit as I was before, because even when I would try to like, go for a walk or something like that, like I would just get winded super easily. And, it was just a lot harder than it was before. And so, I wasn't really pressing the medical team or contacting my insurance back to back, which sometimes you have to do. Like, sometimes you have to continuously follow up with your surgeon's office, with your insurance. I mean, your surgeon's office is probably calling your insurance. I was also calling my insurance. And funny enough, sometimes I would get like things come through my email that they weren't sending over to the surgeon's office. So it was just a lot going on. And once my home finally closed, I felt like 1,000 times better because it was really stressful for me balancing like a home and my new apartment, all while starting a new job and all the other regular like stressors of life. So once my home filing closed, I was like, okay, I can take a deep breath. And then it was like, as soon as that happened, I had kind of made up in my mind, like, well, I'm just going to take more of a hands-off approach regarding the surgery, because I started to say like, well, maybe it's just not for me, or, whatever. But what ended up happening, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to just start, getting back to focusing on my health. So, I had gone to the grocery store, bought a whole bunch of like healthier options, things that I could cook at home, salads, fruit, veggies, just things, because I had just been eating terribly. And then, I started doing some workouts, some virtual workouts, and taking walks in the morning. So, I was probably going strong for maybe like a week. And then I got the news that they approved the surgery. So I was like, okay, I hear you, God, And I don't know if it was God or if it was just he was trying to make sure that I was ready and had cleared some things out of my life before I moved on to the surgery, because I absolutely probably would have lost it if I was trying to get surgery, sell my house, and start a new position at the same time. Like, that would have been terrible. So I'm excited to say that today is October 11th again. I think I mentioned that earlier, but it is also day 6 of my pre-op liquid diet. So literally I got a call from the surgeon's coordinator Tuesday morning at like 8 something in the morning. And she's like, hey, you got approved. Like, I can get you in on the 16th. If you want to take that date, you can't have anything to eat today. And she was like, I'll send you over the pre-op diet and everything. And so at that point, I was like, I took the date of the 16th, but I told myself that I would kind of wait 24 hours, to just process and make sure it was, the date I wanted to move forward to. And after those 24 hours, I did make the decision to keep that date. And I did follow the pre-op diet that first day, just in case, I decided to move forward. So that's where we are. Sis is getting a vertical sleeve gastrectomy on Friday, October 16th, 2020. That's the plan. So this is, again, like I said, day 6. So far, I've had one of these. This is my second. And I've had one of these. I'm not going to drink this one. This is not even cold. But I'm about to actually go and have some broth, and an egg, because those are approved items. So approved items for my pre-op diet are, the pre-op diet is 10 days. You can have water, of course, nothing with carbonation, of course. You can have protein shakes, broth, 1 egg per day, applesauce, sugar-free Jello, sugar-free popsicles, anything that kind of falls along that spectrum. And then you can also have a half a cup of either like oatmeal, farina, cream of wheat, some kind of like hot cereal, but you can't put anything in it and it can't be flavored. No butter or anything like that. So what I've typically been doing is doing my cream of wheat for breakfast, because I love cream of wheat. I was eating cream of wheat before this. So I usually do cream of wheat for breakfast. I didn't do it this morning because I decided to run out and just end up staying out later than I anticipated. But I'm going to probably have that later today. But I want to have some beef broth with my egg chopped up in it. I'll be thinking it's like a whole steak and mashed potatoes, okay? So I've been doing really good on the diet. The only deviations I've made, I did have grapefruit the first day, because I had like some leftover grapefruit in the fridge. And so I had that instead of the applesauce. And then I had some like imitation crab meat. I think it was like the second day, because sis was starving, okay? I was hungry. And I just needed something like to just kind of hold me over. So thankfully I ate some imitation crab meat and that fixed whatever it was for me. And I've been good ever since that second day. Today's day 6. So of course I do have 4 more days after today, and then it'll be surgery day. So I am excited about the surgery. I'm also nervous. I've watched a ton of YouTube videos, and some people wake up from surgery and they're like, did I have surgery? Like, did it even happen? And then other people are like, oh my God, why did I do this? So I am nervous because I don't really, like, I've never had surgery before. I've been under anesthesia once when I had to get the endoscopy, which was a pre-surgery requirement. And it was fine. Like, it was the best sleep I've ever had, that good anesthesia. But I know this is more in-depth procedure, a much more in-depth procedure. It's surgery and it's not a small surgery. So, you know, part of the nerves I think comes from just like the unknown, and I don't know how my body's going to react to it. But I'm just really praying that everything goes smoothly, that, you know, I have minimal pain. That is my whole prayer, is minimal pain, sis. Minimal pain. I go to get my COVID test tomorrow, which is Monday, October 12th. This will be my second COVID test because I had to take one before I did the endoscopy. And so I go and I have an appointment with my surgeon in the morning, and then I have an appointment with the nutritionist, and then I have to go get the COVID test. So after the COVID test, I'm basically quarantined. Like, I can't be around anyone. And if I lived with someone, which I don't, we would have to both wear masks. But luckily, I don't live with anyone, so that's fine. So at least I have the ability to roam my apartment. My sister's actually moving out this week, so I will be quarantining myself in my room on that particular day while she gets her items, and then she's gonna, like, you know, Lysol clean everything, and then I'll stay, you know, in the room to let the apartment air out. She'll open up the windows, etc. And then I can come out like a few hours later. So I'm excited. I'm ready. I am just, you know, praying for a successful, smooth surgery. I've watched 15 gajillion YouTube videos, and, you know, some folks at Walmart, day 2, day 3, you know, so I don't know. Maybe, you know, let that be me, sis. I probably won't go to Walmart, but let me feel good enough to go to Walmart. Okay. So that's kind of where everything is. I plan on making some additional videos about just kind of like grocery haul items and stuff. And oh, I never actually mentioned in this video, so long, I'm sorry guys. I never mentioned why I'm actually getting surgery. So I'm getting surgery because, for two main reasons. One, I want to be healthy. I've tried for a very long time to, you know, lose weight and all that kind of stuff on my own. And I know that, you know, food has been a struggle for me. And, you know, I've really just taken the time to work with the therapist, attend the support groups, get mentoring, work with the nutritionist. And I think now I'm really ready to kind of make that change. And even when I got the call Tuesday morning, my first instinct wasn't even like, oh my God, I haven't had like a final meal or anything like that. And a friend of mine who's also had the surgery asked me, like, did you get like your last meal? And I was like, well, no, because I got a call at 8 a.m. saying like, don't eat anymore. But honestly, it didn't even cross my mind, like, and I'm okay, you know, with it. And I'm being mindful though, like, I'm trying to be very mindful, like if I am around anyone or go out anywhere, just being mindful of not to put myself in a situation where I may be tempted, you know, to eat something off of my diet. So I made sure that, you know, I have like either my egg with me or a protein shake with me or something like that. And I try to do it on like a particular timeline. So then that way I never get like fully hungry. Like, you know what I mean? So I can have something in my stomach before I'm like starving, and then I want to like make a decision that's not the best for me right now. So that's the first one. I need the help, sis. Okay. Need the whole help. And I want to be healthy. I want to live a long, happy, healthy, fulfilling life. And number two is I really would like to have kids. And I know that, being this heavy can really negatively impact myself and potentially my child if I do get pregnant. So I'm really hoping to take care of this now so that in the future, when the time is right, I will be ready and healthy and I can have a healthy pregnancy, a fit pregnancy. I plan to maintain my activity level that I had before. I'm slowly ramping up. As I had mentioned, I started kind of getting back into my classes and walking and stuff like that. So I'm just really going to do the most that I can do this week because I know after surgery, I won't be able to really do anything for a while other than walk. So I'm doing as much like strength training and things like that I can now. But yeah, so those are my two main reasons: to get healthy, have a healthy, long, fulfilling life, and then to prepare for potentially having some babies. So anyway, this video is way longer than I anticipated. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to upload the whole thing on YouTube, but we'll see. See you guys soon. Let me know if you have questions, and I'll talk to you guys later.